some of the greatest country hits of the past were written right here on Printer's Alley.
We want to introduce you to three sisters who just might be writing the great hits of tomorrow.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Oh, my word. Your mom and dad must be so proud. I mean, that was fun family trips, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Very long family trip.
Okay,
right.
Barlow girls, and you're all sisters.
Yes.
Can you tell us the age, the order?
Yeah, sure. We usually sit in order, but I guess we're not now. I'm the oldest, I'm 24.
I'm 18, I'm the baby.
And that's
my name's
Becca.
Becca. I'm Lauren.
And my name's Alyssa, and I'm 22.
You have a no-date commitment, right? So
Right.
what in the world does that mean? How do you do that?
Yeah, well, we really, our parents kind of sat us down at one point. The age was always 16. When you girls are 16,
You're
can
gonna
date.
date,
You're fine.
you know.
And we couldn't wait to date. I mean,
yeah.
I was very excited about the whole dating scene.
Right.
And they really prayed about it a lot. We kind of really felt God said, girls, could you dedicate your single years to me? You'll never get these single years back. Could you dedicate them to me? Know the love of the Father before you know the love of a boyfriend. Could you fall in love with me before you go searching around to find a guy to define you? Could you let me define you? And so these years have actually been the biggest blessing in our life. And
We're
just
finding
believe-
out who we are,
Yeah.
you know?
And finding out who God is, and just getting a different foundation of love.
Well, okay, now she's pretty happy about it, but that's because she's in 20s, right? So she's about out of the, okay, I committed. Has it been difficult to stand with that? Or because you're so busy with your music and as sisters, has that been something that just sort of flows easily?
I think it's really, I mean, it's very easy. Well, of course, I'm only 18, so I'm not really getting married anytime soon. Maybe Becca should talk about this. But I think for us, it is a lot easier because we know that God has someone out there for us, and in His perfect timing, that He will bring them along, and we don't have to go search for that. And so it's easy just being like, God, this is for you, and I'm gonna pray about it all the time. I'm gonna search into that, but I'm not gonna go pursue. I'm not gonna go search around, date every guy until I find him, because God, that's your thing. I can trust you with my life.
And it's almost an exciting. It's
Yeah,
almost
it's
an
almost
excitement
exciting,
now,
you know?
being like, you have a gift for me and a future spouse, and I can't wait until you bring him along. But until then, I need to fall in love with you first.
Yeah.
Well, now how did y'all go from, I guess Dad probably told you, y'all can play, y'all gonna back me up in this new thing I'm doing at church.
Yeah.
And now you have a record deal.
Yes.
What is that like?
It was interesting. We opened for my dad, and we were his backup band. It was just an interesting switch going from behind the scenes and then really feeling like we had something to say to the youth of this generation. So we started writing songs and everything. But with the whole record thing, it's still a shock to us because we never wanted to be here, never thought we'd be here. I wanted to be a mechanic or a hairdresser.
Oh, yeah.
So you wanted to be a mechanic.
I wanted to do anything that was not on stage. I had such a horrible fear of being on stage, and
What that means, don't ever say what I won't do again.
So it's just, and then Alyssa wanted to pursue Broadway, and Lauren wanted to pursue, what did you want to pursue?
Well, I wanted to be like a marine
SeaWorld.
biologist, like work at SeaWorld and stuff, because I always loved animals so much. So I thought that would be fun.
So being in the music industry now, it's like, we know this has to be God because
Yeah.
we would not be here on our own. And we know He must have a plan for it in this season of our life.
Because you guys have really hit it off with young girls, teenagers, all that. They get to see that you're fun, you're pretty, you're different, you have different interests.
If there's one thing that we can say to the girls and guys and anyone for them to walk away with is that the world is telling you one thing, but we need to seek out what God wants for us. And we can go to His Word, and He is more than happy to show us the right way to live and ways that we can be closer to Him and have a pure heart. And so that is truly our goal.
And I think we just see in our culture there's so many things that are screaming out for us to compromise. And if you want to fit in, you really need to compromise your morals and your values. And in the end, where's that going to get us but down a path that we do not want to be on when we're 40 years old?
I'm not seeing any tummy and body parts, and as a dad, I love that. That's wonderful. One of my friends, when they're out to eat with their daughters, they stood up to go to the restroom, and he saw more side and tummy than he wanted.
This is gross.
And and he just lost it. And his wife was like, Evan, it's okay. And he's like, no, I told him, the shirt has to touch the pants. And they came out there in their like favorite family Chinese restaurant. He rolled his shirt up like this high over his belly. And the girls came out and they were like, Dad, he goes, it's the style.
Scarred them for life.
Oh, wow.
Dad, and he goes, everybody's doing it. And and of course, his wife, he proved a point and it worked. But they can't go back to their favorite restaurant anymore.
Good News with Don and Cheryl is brought to you by Evan Almighty in theaters June 22nd.
Hey, Dad, look, 2 doves.
Why are all these animals following Evan Baxter?
Sheep!
God only knows.
And I want you to build an ark.
From the director of Bruce Almighty comes the story of an ordinary man
This is so awesome!
who was born to rock the boat.
I can't even get my cat to use the litter box.
Evan Almighty. Rated PG. Starts June 22nd.